Today is not just another day. Today is another day for a flavour expedition. Today, we're going to be making some red currant liqueur. Super simple, I'm going to show you how. First thing you're going to need is a vessel, something to put it in. Now, usually I might use, and you might use, if you're used to making liqueurs and infusions and macerations, jars. But I've moved on. I'm now using sandwich bags, and I'll tell you for why. You may have heard about the benefits of vacuum sealing. Once you push all the air out of something, whether it's a food you're marinating or whether it's something like a liqueur, you get more surface area, you can agitate it a little bit more, it's covered a little bit more, and it just helps everything infuse quicker. Making this red currant liqueur in a jar, we might have to infuse it from anywhere between 1 and 2 months. Making it in a vacuum seal, it's going to take a few days, which is much preferred. It's also about space. To make a litre of red currant liqueur, you're going to need like a 2 litre jar. You know, jars get expensive when you start buying a lot of them. You're going to have jars everywhere, it's going to take up a lot of space, so if you're struggling for space, I can fit like 4 litres in this bag. It's amazing. Now I will leave a link in the description of a good vacuum sealer. But you might be asking yourself, Cameron, if vacuum sealing is so good, why are you using a bag? And the reason is, I don't currently have a vacuum sealer. So I'm going to give you a little quick tip within this video on how you can vacuum seal using a sandwich bag, which works perfectly. So grab your vessel, in this case a bag. You're going to add 150 grams of red currants. These are our red currants, look at them. Beautiful little red, tart, acidic currants, almost like a cranberry, but better. Delicious. Once you've got your 150 grams of red currants, we're going to double that and add sugar. So, 150 grams red currant, we're going to add 300 grams of sugar. Lastly, you're going to add some vodka. Doesn't have to be the most expensive vodka, but you also don't want the cheapest. I'm using Absolute, works a dream. A litre of this is going to go into there. And now here's how you do the vacuum sealing, right? The sandwich bag vacuum sealing. It's next level stuff. You've got to make sure you've got a strong sandwich bag. You've also got to make sure you can airtight the top. So we've like a Ziploc or one of these, I don't know what you call them, click locks like this. And you're going to push it in. So you've just got a little gap at the end of it, about a finger space of gap. Grab yourself a big bowl of water. Works better if you do it in a sink, but I feel like this would be best to show you. Put the bag in, and then you're just going to fully submerge it into the water. And what that's going to do is it's going to push all the air out of the bag. So keep submerging it until you get to your little finger hole. And once all the air is out and it's just that in the top, make sure you squeeze it around a bit. You're going to close it. It's a little bit fiddly, but once you get it, make sure it's all sealed. And then you should have a vacuum seal. Look at that. Thing of beauty, no? Thing of absolute beauty. And there we have it. Vacuum sealed without a vacuum sealer. Now, you just want to wait until the sugar dissolves. Once the sugar dissolves, this whole liquid's going to turn red. It's going to start infusing in the berries. Feel free to like grab the berries, give them a little bit of a squeeze just to squish them about. Massage your bag, or if you're doing it in a jar, shake your jar. Just to agitate it. You want all that sugar to dissolve. And then when this sugar does dissolve, you're going to have red currant liqueur. It's going to be beautiful. Hi guys. Now I don't know if I mentioned this in part 1 of this video, but one of the key things about doing it in a bag and vacuum sealing it is that you can get that infusion in about a week. Full disclosure, it's been about 6 weeks, alright? So to catch you up on the events of part 1 of this video, I made it. I was going to come back in a week, I forgot all about it, then I went on holiday and now I'm back. And I'm back and I'm ready to go. It shouldn't affect it too much. having an extra long infusion time. You know, with certain ingredients, it can make it bitter. Things like coffee and chocolate, you really want to pull them out earlier rather than later. But things like berries, they don't really matter that much. So you can do this in a week. It's been about 6 weeks. I've also changed my lighting. Right, look at that. I got a haircut. What do you think? Yeah? And I changed my lighting, got some blue lights, some neons. I got some red lights over there. Let me know what you think, because this is going to be a good side by side. Do you prefer it how it was in part one of this video? Or do you prefer it how it is now? Honestly, do let me know, because I'm torn. I don't know if this is better, or if it's just a bit confusing, or if the other one was better. So let me know in the comments. I would love to know, honestly. It would help me a lot. Anyway, back to the red currant liqueur. Here it is. You'll notice all the sugar has dissolved, the liquid's turned red. That means that we've pulled out all those colours, we've pulled out all those flavours. This is going to be beautiful. So all it's left to do now is to strain it. Now you want to use, I get a jug, you can use a big bowl. You want to fine strain it, so get like a sieve or something. With little small berries like this, they have like little seeds in them. So I prefer to do the old whoop, 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 muslin cloth. Proper cheap these, you know, I'll leave a link in the description. It's about £10 or 12 euros, maybe a little bit more. Euros, $12, maybe a little bit more. I'll leave the links in the description anyway. Just pick them up off Amazon. They're proper cheap, and they help out a lot in straining things like this. So what we're going to do, crack this open. Oh, there we go. Have a little whiff. Smells good, smells liqueur. And then we're just going to strain this out and try not to spill any. Still a little bit left in there. I remember we did a litre of this, so I'll bottle that up later. This is just to show you. Don't throw away these berries. Right, keep the berries. You can do so much with these. Think about it. You can do a red currant vodka jam. Imagine that. Red currant vodka jam. How delicious is that? Imagine that on toast, right? See how these cloths help? Look at that. Nothing in there but the liqueur. So put that to one side. Then bottle it up. I like to use whatever bottles I've got on hand. This one, this I think was a sake bottle. I had it for ages. This would be perfect for a little label. Always label your shit. Very important. Funnel. Then we can just bottle that up. Amazing. Look at that colour. Is that not a beautiful colour? It is, isn't it? So vivid. Like a pinkish red. I love it. This, shelf stability, I'm sure you're wondering. This is going to last indefinitely. Remember, it's this vodka infused with berries and sugar. They're two things that don't really have a best before. You know, sugar, vodka, they're going to keep forever. You can keep hold of this. The more you keep it, the more the alcohol flavours are going to be subtler, the more the berries are going to shine through. So honestly, it just gets better with age. You can make one of these up now, leave it, come back to it in like 50 years and be like, oh hey, remember that red currant liqueur? Let's crack it open. That's why I always think you should do a big batch. That way, if you love it, you can give some for gifts. You know, Christmas just around the corner. What a cheap gift idea. How brilliant would that be? As far as drinking it, over ice would work perfectly. The sugar in there's quite a lot of sugar, but it's not too sweet. So it worked perfectly over ice. You can use it in cocktails. You can use it in cooking. There's so much. This with some soda, a little red currant, sparkling, alcoholic thing. It'd be like a hard seltzer. Delicious. I'm gonna have a little taste for you right about now. See what we're working with. Delicious, honestly. Super, super tasty. It's got nice texture to it. Like I said, it's not overly sweet, but you're not getting attacked of alcohol. So it's really easy sipping. Perfect on its own. That freezing cold would be beautiful. I'm gonna leave this bottle in the fridge. Anytime I want it, I'm gonna pour it over like a big cube of ice so there's no dilution in there. That's gonna work perfectly. Use it for some cocktails. Like I said, there you go. Red currant liqueur. It's as easy as that. Try it out and let me know what you think. Oh, and before I go, I forgot to mention, or did I mention in part one? It's been so long, I don't know. Use this recipe for whatever berries you want. It's going to work. blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. You can even use it for fruits like peaches, nectarines. Use it for something like mint. With this recipe, it's a good standard recipe to use for any liqueur you want to make. And with that being said, please do subscribe and like. It's getting embarrassing now how little subscribers I've got. So I'd love you to join the community. Cheers.